Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all good. In today's video, we are going down a real pretty, sublime, almost ethereal route using pastel shades in resin. Very rarely do I use pastels, but oh my goodness me, they definitely bring out that beauty delicate that screams love and Valentine's. We're going to be playing with some resin, but also playing with some stamps because y'all know I bought quite a few packs of Valentine's-y lovey-dovey stamps recently. I'm kind of in love with these two roses, the rose and the heart-shaped rose, and you'll recognize this one from the last couple of videos where I stamped the polymer clay, but these are the colors. Now, I was looking through the Just For You online pack of powders. There's so many colors in there, and I've already used this one. You'll know it's my favorite, Ballet Slipper. It is so delicate and it's just such a pretty color. We're going to use the Iris Purple as well as the Ballet Slipper, and we're also going to use the Shell Pigment and the Mint. All of these combined, I just feel like it's going to give us such a gorgeous combination of colours, and I'm also going to be throwing in some of the foil as well. Now, I've already mixed up my resin, which is the Just For You Online Apex resin. Again, this is mostly Just For You Online products, and this is the Mint. How stunning is this colour? This screams spring to me. It screams of spring and just freshness and all of that yumminess. I decided to split the resin into small individual cups because, again, we're mixing up quite a few colours here that are all going to be combined in a lusciousness, in a luscious way, in a luscious way. This lilac is, well, I think it's called Iris. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It is calming. All of these pastel shades are just calming, but the Ballet Slipper, oh my, this color is, it has to be probably one of my favorite colors that I have found in the Just For You Online range. I haven't got anything else like it, and I think that's why I'm so drawn to it. This shell, again, stunning. I would have used this a few videos back. You would have seen it's got a gorgeous pearlescent, iridescent look to it. Simply gorgeous. Then it's just a case of combining them all together in the mold. Now, the mold itself is a jewellery pendant mold. That is from Let's Resin, and all of the details for everything you need in today's video will be down below. When it comes to pouring the resin, it is freedom. It is freedom of choice. It is entirely up to you which way around you configure it. There's no right or wrong. You just have to go with your gut and pour them any which way. What I didn't do was pour them in on top of each other. I didn't want it to get muddy. I did want defined sections. So here you see me kind of like doing the pink first, then the gold, then I go in with the mint. Now the mint and the pink together, let me tell you something. They are just a totally adorable combination. They are reminding me so very much of when I was in school, and this kind of blue and pink were all the rage at the time. And if you can hear drilling, I am so sorry. My neighbours are doing something with the drills. But yes, anyway, back to the video. I go in with the gold. Now, not every single one of them gets the gold foil, but I think it's a nice way to break up the colours. So when I did put the foil in, I did put it in between colours, because I just thought that would make a nice little something. And again, this is a bit of a sped up section for you because it did take quite a while. With the circle, I just cut it like a pie, like a cake, and I just did thirds. So there was like 3 in each. And with the others, I just carried on pouring. Remember, you have the artistic license to do whatever it is you want to do, and just pour them in as you see fit and what makes you happy. It was at this point I knew I was hook, line and sinker in love with that mint and pink. Like, I cannot wait to do another video just using the mint and the pink, because again, as a combination, it's throwing back, giving me 90s vibes from when I was at school. But yeah, you saw me use the silver foil at the beginning. I did decide to change it to the gold. I just felt like gold was a little bit more romantic, a little bit more, you know, goddess of love kind of vibe. Now, At this point, I had some clear resin left over, so I decided to fill each and every one of these pendants up with the clear, pouring it in from a couple of inches off of the surface of the table. Now, this is going to do a couple of things. It's going to move everything in those pendants around, and it's going to make the mica powders interact with each other in a really cool, very kind of, ethereal, cloudy, romantic kind of way. And that is why I decided to top them up with clear and not just mix more colours in. It's going to really give me some texture in there and make it really pop. Once I had done that, I just, again, it didn't really matter to me how I was pouring the clear. I just wanted to fill these up at this point. I want them to be nice and filled right to the very top. I want them chunky. And the best thing about this mold, if you've got this mold, the edges inside are rounded. They feel like gold nuggets in your hand. Not that I've ever held a gold nugget, but you know, like a really smooth, tactile, rounded, edged gold nugget. That is what these feel like when you demold. They've got the most beautiful rounded edge, unlike most of my pendant molds that are sharp 90-degree edges. I love this mold. This is what they are looking like next day, and I love the cloudy nature of them, the way they've all blended and come together. And in some of them, we've got some of that clear transparent area because we poured the clear resin in at the end and mixed in with the gold foil. The gold foil also had the clear in there as well. So mixed all in together, I just think they make an absolutely gorgeous combination. Let me know in the comment section down below if you are still here. We're nearly 6.5 minutes in. I appreciate you very, very much. Let me know what colours you would do and what your favourite colours to combine are. This one here, loving. We've got, and I kept dropping this one. I think I dropped it about 5 times in total. But yeah, we've got this gorgeous, transparent, almost like a belt running through the center of some of these. And I love the mint and pink. I just don't think you can beat this color combination at all when it comes to spring and also that Valentine's vibe. This one here literally screams Aphrodite. It screams Aphrodite. The way the gold has mixed in with that shell powder, I was going to say pigment and powder, yeah, the way the gold has mixed in with the cream against that pink, it absolutely, yeah, screams Aphrodite. But as you can see here, I'm just trying to tidy up the edges. It wasn't so easy using a deburring tool with such small pieces, but this looks like clouds, like Roman Empire, Aphrodite, goddess of love, clouds, like something you would see from Michelangelo painted on the ceiling of a church. That's what that was giving me. Then it was time to stamp. Now this option is fully down to you guys. You do not have to do this. You can walk away at this point, or you could cut some initial letters out on your Cricut and make them personalized with someone's actual name on there. Anything you want at this point. But I was really loving this rose stamp, so I decided to have a play with this. Now, this video was actually filmed before all of the other videos using these stamps. So this technically was the first time that I used the rose stamp, but it's just one of those things. Now, initially, I did buy this pink ink. It wasn't doing it for me. It just wasn't visible enough. It wasn't in your face. I quite like bold graphic design, but it was the wrong pink. It just was not working. So I just used a squirt of my isopropyl alcohol and a tissue, wiped it clean off, and then I went in with the black. Now the black, again, some of you might be thinking, Claire, no, not black, it's too much. But I am telling you, this is what I was looking for. Now, at first I thought, oh, I could stamp this way around, so I could actually put the pendant down onto the stamp, but that was a no-no. That was a real no-no. I was just too shaky to do that. Then I went the proper traditional route and I stamped onto my pendant. I was just trying to work out what was going to be the easiest way round. Now, I cannot lie to you guys. This was not as straightforward as I would have liked it to be. Stamping on resin is like a slip and slide. It doesn't just stamp like it does on paper. You know, you have to really have a steady hand to not have it just slide all over the surface. So there were quite a few here that I did have to wipe off with alcohol. I wasn't happy, like this one, took it away, used my alcohol, brought it back to stamp again. So this was definitely not like a bish bash bosh, job's a good un, Bob's your uncle, easily done kind of thing. It took a while to stamp to the point where I was happy with the end result of that stamp. Definitely don't want you guys just to see a video of me stamping perfect images when that was not my reality. I was literally slipping and sliding all over the surface of these. So it did take quite a few attempts to wipe the surface off, go back in, re-stamp and do all of those things. Now, like I said, this step is completely optional depending on what you guys want out of your project and what colours you guys are using as well. Like, you know, there's any stamps, for example, you could go down any route whatsoever. And again, I think this would be beautiful in the botanical. Guys, I'm really tempted to move on to spring. I'm really tempted to just move on to spring after the Valentine's collaboration. I am feeling like I need to, for my own personal, I want to move on to spring. I want to go back to botanicals. I want to explore those leaves, you know, those vines and all that comes with that spring stroke botanical vibe. Let me know if you'd be happy for me to just jump fast forward after the Valentine's collaboration and move into botanicals, because my heart is kind of crying out for that lushness of the botanicals. But anyway, this one here, awful, absolutely awful. I'll be honest, they didn't all get stamped. I was happy with some and not happy with others. So the ones I wasn't happy with, I just wiped off and I just left them plain. And again, that's okay. I haven't top coated the plain ones, so I could use them another day, you know, put something else on them and figure out what it is that would make me happy and finish them off another day. So to finish them off, they all got a gorgeous domed top coat with the UV resin. This is the Let's Resin UV resin, and I just went real slow on each and every one, gave it a blast with my torch. I've got a silicone mat down, so it's perfectly safe to do that, and then whacked it under my UV light for the full 5 minutes that my Let's Resin UV light goes up to. I repeated that step over and over until each and every one of these were fully coated with that UV resin. Now again, I only coated the ones that had the stamp on it. It is permanent ink. I couldn't rub it off with my hand, but I could rub it off with alcohol if I acted fast and got it done fast. This is what they're all looking like under. Now, like I said, they didn't all get stamped. So those are the 3 that never made it. They never made it with a stamp on. But I absolutely love these. I think using black is a bold choice, and I think using black is not necessarily going to be everyone's cup of tea. But this, oh my gosh, look at this one. I have to say, I think this, out of all of them, I think this one is my favourite. That real cloudy Aphrodite look, I just love it. And again, maybe that's something for my future as well, to actually invest in some different colour stamps. At this point, I've got green, black and pink and gold and silver. The gold might have worked, but I don't think you would have seen it enough to appreciate it. So that's definitely on my to-do list, to buy myself some more stays on colours. Now you see me here, when I gave them all a UV top coat, I actually covered up the hole that is needed for the jump ring to hang these babies. I covered it up with the UV resin. It's such thick resin, it covered them up quite easily. So I did have to use my go-to jewellery drill, my USB operated jewellery drill, which is linked below in my Amazon storefront under jewellery. But here's the thing. The biggest jump rings that I have got are not big enough for these. They don't happily go around. It's like they're thicker. So the actual pendants are quite thick, and the biggest jump rings I've got won't go in that hole happily. I have to bend them out of shape, which gives me a distorted jump ring, and I wasn't happy. So I left the project alone. I got on Amazon, ordered overnight some pinch bales. They arrived next day, so I carried on filming, and they are the tiniest. Why am I like this? Why am I like this, guys? They're ridiculously small. Like, they are perfect for the borrowers, but they do not work for these pendants at all. I had to stretch these beyond anything. Like, they should not have to stretch this far. to try and even get them on to these pendants. You can see it's just stretched beyond all imagination to try and hook it around the pendants. So this project is going to be left as is. I'm going to go away and I'm actually going to learn how to measure for the perfect jump ring, and then I'm going to order some and I will finish these off. So yeah, I am leaving this video a little bit in the end kind of hanging. How you finish these off is entirely up to you. My plan was just to use a jump ring or a pinch bail and hang them from a chain or a rope, whatever really works for you guys. But right now I really need to read measurements. I need to actually read measurements. And the funny thing is, I've just bought this absolutely gorgeous stencil and I was like, that's beautiful, I'll use that. And when it arrived, I'm telling you, it is like A1 size. Why am I like this? Why don't I read measurements? But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found inspiration from it. Let me know what colors you would do down below. Let me know if you would or you would not use the stamps, or if you just leave them completely blank. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.